I had reached my rock bottom, is what I would call it. It had become an everyday thing where I would wake up in the morning sick. I would get in my car. I would make an hour drive to Baltimore. I would buy what I could find. I would come home and I would use. I lost employment. I lost friends. I lost family members. All to this addiction. My cousin overdosed. My best friends overdosed. More people than I could count. I myself have overdosed. I've been Narcan myself. Luckily, I came back. So one day I was laying in my bed and I woke up and realized that if I didn't do something about it, my name was going to be on that list too. I had two best friends, Eric and Seth, growing up anyway. We always ran together, and I'm the only one left. So if I don't do something about it now, I'm gonna lose my life. Not only that, but in 2019 I had a son. He was born at 23 weeks, and he passed away. And I know what that feeling's like, to lose my child, and I never want my mother to feel that. I don't ever want her to know what it's like to wonder what she could have done different.
Can you tell me a little bit about what's going through your mind right now?
Yeah, it's hard because I had 2.5 years sober. This isn't my first treatment facility, it's my second. In that treatment facility, I got out of jail because I was doing a lot of stuff I shouldn't have. I was going to Walmart, stealing stuff, pawning it, robbing people, robbing places, stuff like that. Things that aren't who I am as a person. And when I woke up that time, what woke me up was going to court, being told you have 30 more days to get a lawyer, thinking I had 30 more days to rip and run. And my mother stopped my parole officer and said, please don't let her leave this courtroom. If she leaves this courtroom, she'll die. My parole officer then pulled me into an office and said, you have to give me a urine. She gave me that urine and I went to jail. Served time. My conditions were when you leave here, you have to go to a rehab. Doesn't matter how long you're here, you have to go to a rehab. Doesn't matter that you get sober in here, you need rehabilitation. So I went to another place, was there for 75 days, went home, had my network, had my sponsor, did everything the way I was supposed to. I lost my son. Like I said, in 2019, I stayed sober through that. And then I don't think I ever really got over that. It's hard. It's real hard because I had felt like I had already faced my demons, and I felt like I had already tried to get my life back, and I didn't understand why I had to be that 1 in 4, why I had to be the one that would lose my son when I was working so hard for everything. So one of the things I've learned here is you relapse before you ever put a needle in your arm. And for me, it has a lot to do with depression, anxiety, bipolar, because the disease of addiction, is not just as simple as pick a drug up and when you're done you can put it down. There's other things that go along with it, as far as me anyway. And I never really got over that. So I just woke up one day and threw it all away. And like I said, I woke up one day and realized that if I didn't change my life, my mother would know exactly how I felt. And I called. They told me there is a waiting list, but you call every day. And if you call every day, we will put your name a little bit higher. And John actually called me on his day off on a Sunday. And he said, hey, Courtney, we had a girl who decided she didn't want to come. Be here at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And it was the best day of my life. I came in here and it's been rough and it's been hard because it is. But if I don't change, nothing changes. So I have to do something because I don't want to be the next person that's in the obituaries. I don't ever, ever, ever want my family to feel the way I do. Like they could have done more. What could they have done to save me?
What are your addictions?
I'm addicted to heroin, fentanyl, and I got into the methadone program, and I started abusing my methadone as well. It's a lot easier when you go in and you already know how to manipulate people because you've been doing this for so long that you go in and you ask the clinic, hey, I'm still not feeling good, can I get 10 more milligrams? They bump it. No matter what you do to come down, you have to go through many hoops to get off of it. But you don't have to go through any hoops to get it higher. So before I knew it, what I thought was helping me was killing me. And when the methadone didn't work anymore, I found myself in my car in Baltimore doing things I should have never done. I have a phobia of needles, which is crazy. I'm covered in tattoos, piercings, all of that, but I don't like people taking my blood. I don't like people giving me shots, stuff like that. But I soon found myself putting a needle in my arm. And I knew that that was a problem.
You said you overdosed. Can you tell me what happened there?
Yes, I went to Baltimore and I bought from a place that I had never bought from before. Where I normally had bought from, they were closed. So when you're sick and you're fiending, you don't want to wait. So I went somewhere and I bought something. I came home, did what I always did, same amount, thought that would make a difference, but in all reality, it didn't. I woke up to my boyfriend frantic over top of me with a Narcan in his hand. And he said, "You went out. You weren't breathing." And with Narcan, you go into an instant withdrawal. Instant. It's the worst. So in my mind, I didn't want to be sick anymore, and I did it again. That time should have been it. By the grace of God, I'm here. I don't know how that's possible, but I am. He had to use multiple Narcans on me. And to be honest, we got them from our last rehab. Because when you leave, they give you a relapse prevention kit. So it saved my life. Like I said, I've had multiple people overdose on me. I've made wellness checks. I've done a lot. The epidemic is horrendous. You don't know what you're buying anymore. I know that sounds funny because the first time I was using, it wasn't like it is now, where when you got heroin, you were getting heroin. And I know that I'm not making any excuses because you shouldn't use drugs, period. But back then, you were getting heroin. The overdoses were a lot less because that's just how it was. Now you can go anywhere and get anything. When I came in here, I have never used a Xanax in my life. And I popped hot for that. I popped hot for morphine, fentanyl, carfentanil, anything you could think of. And I was buying one cap that had it all in it. Yeah.
On the note of the epidemic, there is a brand new report for the state of Maryland. It's the opioid overdose fatality report. And Western Maryland has seen the largest increase in overdose deaths in the state when you compare 2020 to 2019. It was up 46%. What's your reaction to that? Does it surprise you?
I have cold chills. It's the saddest thing I've ever heard, but to be honest, it doesn't surprise me. Like I had said, I lost a cousin, I've lost friends, and it's when we got our stimulus checks and when COVID hit and you're locked in your house when you're used to going to a meeting every day, you're used to being around people, and then you're told you can't leave your home, and you're in your mind, you start to make other decisions. And unfortunately, the stuff that they're selling nowadays, like I had said, is not what it used to be. And again, that's no excuse, but it's just the truth. It doesn't surprise me at all, which is sad. I should be utterly surprised at that, but I will tell you I'm utterly disgusted. It is sad because if people would only know how much they're worth. That's what's so sad about being in this environment is you see people come in broken and hurt and the things that they've been through. And the number one thing any of the females that I am with will tell you is that they don't feel like they're worth it. The stigma on addiction is what breaks us down the most. I can't tell you how many times I've been called a dope fiend in sobriety because that's how I'm perceived for the rest of my life. Because I made one bad decision, I'll always be that.
Do you feel like you're worth it now?
Absolutely. My life is worth it. They tell you to believe in a higher power. My higher power I choose that to be God. And my God doesn't make mistakes. I'm here for a reason. And I've died and I've been brought back. And if my life was to be over, I wouldn't still be here. So I have some purpose and I have some worth. And I have to find that in myself, but I push every day. Every day it gets a little better. And it seems hopeless when you first get here because the pain is horrendous and you feel like you're dying. You honestly, I know that people say that and people might not believe it, but you feel like you're dying. And in that moment, I chose to find hope in that. I wake up every day not dead. And I'm more fortunate than my best friends ever could have been.
Is there anything else you want to share that I missed, that I didn't ask?
I guess the only thing that I have to say is for anybody who watches this that have loved ones in addiction, do your best to make them know that they're worth it. because you might be the only thing that keeps them alive. Because I'm blessed for that. My family loves me endlessly. They never enabled me. They've thrown me out. I was living in my van. My mother came in the middle of the night and took it from me. Left me with nowhere to go. She went to my parole officer and said, lock my daughter up. And none of that was out of hatred. It was all out of love. And I didn't see it then, but I know now it's because she felt I was worth it. And that's all that I just wish people would understand, is when people try to change their lives, don't hold what they've done against them, because it could kill somebody.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Yeah, not a problem at all.
I can't imagine that must have been easy, but we really appreciate it.
It's not a problem at all. If I could save one, then I'll save many.